Hey guys, it's your friend Silan. Today's video will be a bit different from my usual videos. Normally, in my videos, I do digital art speed paints while offering commentary on specific fandoms I'm involved in. However, this one's a little bit different. In this one, I will be analyzing Byler, and specifically a smaller scene within it. I'm planning to make a playlist and a whole series on this if anyone's interested. So that being said, let's get to it. Disclaimer, this is pure speculation. I'm respectful of all and any ships. I'm not saying that this is canon or that you have to believe what I'm saying. This is just all for fun, all theorizing, and we're all entitled to our own interests. Alright, so this particular scene that I'm analyzing is when Mike, Elle, Will are in the car with Jonathan and Argyle after being picked up from Rink Mania when, Elle was being bullied and she hit Angela with a skate and gave her a grade 2 concussion. And Mike and Will had their argument about not being as close anymore. Now, I won't get too much into what happened at Rink Mania itself, but much more a single glance that Mike gives to Will in the car. At first glance, this glance that Mike gives to Will may seem trivial. However, it is crucial into revealing the intent and rhetoric, as well as the characterization of Mike. In order to establish this as significant, first, it must be proved that the creators did this purposefully. Now, everything that the creators, filmmakers, the directors include is purposeful. They tell the actors where specifically to sit in the car and what to do. And they got a specific shot, standalone shot, of Mike looking to Will's side, which is not something they filmed by accident, because getting a single shot takes time and effort and money. La 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 la. Additionally, it's important to remember that they don't put in random scenes that have no use to characterization or furthering the story. Like, we won't see a random scene of Mike picking his nose if it doesn't add on to his characterization or further the story. This is true as they have a limited amount of time to communicate what they desire to communicate. Considering such, Mike looking to Will's side is purposeful. Now that we know that this specific scene is shot with intent, it's time to contextualize this scene by disclosing said intent. As stated earlier, we know that this scene occurs after the conflicts that occur at Rink Mania, with Elle lying to Mike about being bullied, and her, being bullied, and then assaulting Angela, her bully, and with the argument that Mike and Will had about not talking to each other anymore. Considering such, we know that Mike has conflict with both characters Elle and Will, and something that these conflicts have in common is that he is distanced from them. He is distanced from Elle in the sense that she was lying to him about her life in California, so they have that barrier there, and he's distanced from Will in the fact that he hasn't really been talking to him. So we know at the point in which they're in the car, Mike has similar conflicts with both Will and Elle. However, we get a specific shot of him looking to Will's side, and no shot of him looking to Elle's side. Mike looking to Will's side indicates that he's thinking about Will, and focuses on his conflict with Will rather than Elle. And although he cares for Elle, this implies that he values his relationship with Will more. Which is interesting to note because within Mike's argument with Will at Rink Mania, he claims that he places more importance on his girlfriend by writing letters to her and not Will, simply because she's his girlfriend and Will is just his friend. So if placing more value and interest upon your romantic interest is what Mike claims is a natural inclination, he proves that his natural inclination is towards Will, as discussed in the car scene. Now it's time for the counter-argument. Now, credits to my friend Johan for providing this new perspective. One may argue that the scene with Mike glancing to his left may have been him looking out the window, which is a valid assumption considering people sitting in the middle seat look out the window sometimes. However, returning to previous statements, it has already been established that every scene that the creators include is purposeful. So if they intended for Mike to have a personal reflective moment looking out the window, it would have made more sense to place him sitting next to a window. Furthermore, this is a common filming tactic used throughout Stranger Things, and in season 4 we have multiple scenes of Elle doing the very same. Meaning that Mike wasn't looking at the window, but rather at Will, circling back to the previous argument. And random side note, just for funsies, I'd like to discuss how I would film the scene if I wasn't trying to convey Mike as a character who has interest for Will. Starting with positioning, I would place Elle in the same place that she is, looking out the window. However, I would place Mike looking out the window as well, and place Will in the middle. Placing Will in the middle allows for a subtle nod at the love triangle that exists, as we know that Will canonically loves Mike. However, with Elle and Mike on opposite ends looking out through the window, this allows for them to have their own personal reflective moments, perhaps thinking about what went down or about each other. Furthermore, I feel that this may exemplify the distance that they feel with each other. And maybe just for funsies, I'd like to add them maybe peeking at each other or being able to see each other through the reflection of the window. However, in the show, Mike is placed in the middle between his two romantic interests to nod at the love triangle instead. To conclude this video, I believe that Mike looking to Will's side in this scene indicates that he prioritizes Will over Elle, implying romantic interest. Well, the video is almost over. Thank you so much for listening to me rant. I know a lot of it may sound very far-fetched, but yet again, it's all for fun, it's pure speculation, and we're allowed to think what we want. And yeah, I may be a little delusional, but you know, it's just for funsies. Yet again, thank you for watching. I'd really appreciate if you guys liked and subscribed, and if you want to see more Byler content like this, you know, just tell me. Alright, I'll see you on the other side. Bye guys!